You're looking at the Parthenon in Athens. It's the symbol of democracy, the birthplace of Western philosophy, and the absolute peak of classical beauty. Millions of people flock here every year, climbing the Acropolis to gaze at its majestic white marble columns. It is, without a doubt, one of the most recognized structures on Earth. But what if the main reason people come here? What if that picture-perfect image you have in your head is a lie? What if the pure white icon that has inspired centuries of art and architecture isn't real? For most of us, the Parthenon is the ultimate symbol of clean, minimalist perfection. That image of stark white marble against a brilliant blue sky is burned into our collective memory. This vision of beauty, logical, pure, and strikingly white, was so powerful it launched entire artistic movements. From the Renaissance to the neoclassical period, artists and architects gazed upon the bleached ruins of Greece and Rome and thought they were seeing them as the ancients intended. They saw the absence of color not as something lost, but as a deliberate intellectual choice. This ideal of noble simplicity and quiet grandeur became the bedrock of Western taste. It shaped everything from grand government buildings to the world's great museums, all built on this powerful yet fundamentally mistaken idea. We've been taught to see this whiteness as genius. We photograph it, we admire it, and we celebrate it. But what we're celebrating is a ghost. But what if I told you that for the ancient Greeks who built it, this symbol of white purity never existed? The Parthenon they knew wasn't a quiet, serene monument. The reality was much louder, much bolder, and far more colorful. For centuries, this was a secret hiding in plain sight, an accidental lie created by time itself. But now, thanks to modern technology and a fresh look at ancient texts, that lie is being spectacularly busted. The truth is, the Parthenon was never, ever meant to be white. The first clues were always there, tucked away in sheltered corners of the temple, where tiny flecks of paint survived thousands of years of wind and rain. For a long time, these were mostly ignored. The myth of white marble was just too strong to let go. But now, scientists are playing art detective with non-invasive tech, like visible-induced luminescence. It sounds complicated, but it's brilliant. They shine specific frequencies of light at the marble, and the stone literally glows where microscopic bits of ancient pigment are still clinging on. And the results are breathtaking. They found a whole palette of surviving paint, fiery reds, deep greens, and, most prominently, a brilliant pigment known as Egyptian blue. Traces of this ancient blue are everywhere, creating striped patterns on a goddess's cloak, representing the waves of the sea, and forming intricate designs on the clothes of heroes. Recent analysis has even found traces of whites and purples, pigments that were incredibly valuable in the ancient world. Ancient writers back this all up. Authors like Plato and Pausanias described the brilliant colors of their temples and statues. To them, color was life. An unpainted statue would have looked unfinished, like a phantom. The colors weren't just for show, they were essential to make the stories carved high up on the temple pop, making them visible and understandable to everyone below. So, what did the Parthenon actually look like? Forget serene and white. Imagine a riot of color. Picture the great statues of gods, not as blank marble, but with painted skin and wearing clothes with elaborate, colorful patterns. Imagine the famous friez's background not as plain stone, but painted a dazzling blue to make the white marble figures leap out at you. Picture the architectural details picked out in bold reds and gleaming gold. This wasn't gaudy, it was glorious. It was a vibrant, dynamic spectacle designed to stun under the bright Athenian sun. While scholars still debate just how saturated the colors were, the evidence is clear that the gleaming white temple we know is a fiction. So why the lie? It was an accident of history. Over 2.5 millennia, the sun, wind, and pollution scrubbed the paint away, leaving the bleached skeleton we see today. When Renaissance artists rediscovered these ruins, they fell in love with a ghost. They mistook a weathered look for the intended one, and in doing so, they created a myth that has lasted for over 500 years. If you love digging up the hidden truths behind the world's most famous things, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what we investigate next. The Parthenon has lived 2 lives. The first as a vibrant, colorful masterpiece, and the second as a symbol of pure white perfection. The lie of the White Parthenon wasn't deliberate, but it's a powerful reminder that what we often see as historical fact is really just an interpretation, one that's been shaped by centuries of decay and our own assumptions. It proves that sometimes the things we think we know best are the things we've misunderstood the most. And it encourages us to look closer, to question everything, and to imagine a past that was far more colorful than we were ever taught to believe.